Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here. I'm going to show you a very awesome ladder battle that I had against Pirx of the SacredBand clan, and a person that I've seen, I wouldn't say known, but I've seen him since the days of Rome 1 Total War. Very avid Total War player, I'm assuming. So anyways, we're both using the Empire, and at this point I was ranked, I think 105 or 103 on the ladder. I was ranked number 5 when the game first came out, but after taking a week of inactivity due to a vacation, my rating went from number 5 to 178. That's from like almost a solid week of not playing the game. So I spent the last 2 or 3 days just playing ladder straight, and after, back-to-back victories, I was able to go from 178 to about 103 or 101 or something like that. So I climbed a lot of points in the ladder after a lot of hard work. Playing typically as the Empire and also as the Vampire counts. The occasional greenskins as well. So this map is really funky, and it gave me a lot of tactical possibilities in deployment. And that little hill in the middle right there, as you can see, was very tricky. I didn't know what to do about it. So you're going to see me use a very funky deployment, one which I would not recommend. And I'm going to show it to you. Because I knew my opponent was a clan player, I thought he was going to use some kind of sneaky deployment with, cav skirmishers, like your pistoliers or your outriders. So, to combat that, I took my handgunners, and I thought I was going to get the drop on him if he was going to deploy, skirmishers to my wings here. So I put my handgunners right there on the very edge. Now, that's very risky, because if there's no pistolier or outrider there, like the enemy outriders, then my handgunners will have been wasted in their deployment there, so I'll have to run them all the way back to my main infantry line, and as you know, handgunners are super slow, so that's a very risky deployment. Now on the other wing, I'm going to send my commander and also a unit of Demogryph Knights over there, in case he has pistoliers or outriders on that side. Now, my commander and my cav, they can run a lot faster than my handgunner, so it's a less of a risk on that side. The fact is, my army's spread all the way out on different wings here. If my opponent if he has his whole army in one place, I'm very much at a disadvantage at this stage, because I'll have to waste time reuniting my army. So right there you can see one troop of the enemy, and that is a cav unit. So I'm going to send in my cav and my commander that way. As you can see, there is no tricky deployment from my opponent. In terms of pistoliers and outriders, there's nothing there. So I have to race my troops all the way back. I have to get them united again into one cohesive formation. So he's going to hide his cav in those trees over there. But I already saw where they went, and I'm going to go over there with my commander and my cav. Now you can see my opponent has his commander and a lot of other troops now emerging on that hill. The hill that I found to be very tricky in the deployment. So I have my great swords right there to oppose him. Now I got really worried because he has a lot of Demogryph Knights over there, and the Demogryph Knight charge is very strong. I didn't know if my great swords could handle a charge from him. So I'm going to send in my Demogryph Knight from the other wing over there to help out. And over here, I finally caught up to his hitting cav with my commander and also my Demogryph Knight on that side. So I'm just going to go in there and try to destroy them if I can. And he has a similar idea. He's going to charge with his Demogryph Knights into my greatswords. But I don't think my greatswords are that great at absorbing a charge from Demogryph Knights. Luckily, I have my Demogryph Knight over there to attack one of his, or counterattack one of his Demogryph Knights. And he's going to pull his Knights out of there. They did take some scratches from my greatswords though. But over on the other side, you can see his Knights over there are getting hammered by my commander and my Demogryph Knight. His health is down to like, what, 20%? Going down 5% almost. And boom, his cav is gone on that side. So, as the battle starts, I do achieve the upper hand in the engagement. But, the crap is about to hit the fan here, because this is where the main part of the fight will occur. He's got his spears coming in at my greatswords. He also has a artillery unit in the back, and he has crossbows shooting at my greatswords. And my gunpowder units are not in the best position. That's because I had them deployed in the worst position at the beginning. So I had to get them in a position where they're actually useful. So they're shooting some spears, and he's sneaking his demographic knights around my troops, as you can see on the very right of the screen. And I'm sending in my lord and my cav from the other side of the screen, maybe to attack his crossbows. But yeah, my gunpowder units are pretty much useless right now because of that funky deployment. I took a huge risk deploying on that extreme wing in the hopes that he might have pistoliers or outriders on that side, which he didn't have. So here goes my lord. I'm going to go in for a charge or a drop charge on his crossbows and then get out of there, because I see that he has a lord there and also a witch hunter. The witch hunter has an accusation spell, which can drain my commander's health really quickly. So I'm routing some of his, well, I'm breaking some of his spears over there, but the spears were never meant to destroy my greatswords. They're just there as a meat shield, basically, while his cav does all the work, and his crossbows and his artillery. Now, I sent in my demographic knights to charge into his crossbows and also his witch hunter, and I pulled my commander out of there, because I already know what a witch hunter can do. The accusation is almost like the spirit leech, and you're going to see very soon just how fast my health will go down from the witch hunter's accusation. It's pretty intense, very intense. So right there is my hero flying really high, and he's pulling in his lord and his witch hunter to attack my lord. Now watch my health. You see it? Towards the bottom center. Watch my health go down. Get ready. Alright, he's casted it. Now watch my health. See it? The health going down? It's still going down. Look at that. Going down. Super fast. Check that out, guys. My health is pretty much down to, what, 10%? And get ready. Keep watching. Keep watching. And wait. There, boom, my commander's gone. And my commander is no longer part of this battle from this point on. Now, people recommend that I rage quit, or that my Punisher rage quit whenever I use a spell to drain their enemy's commander. Now, you're gonna see what I do. Once my commander leaves, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep fighting, guys. That's right. If you lose your lord, the battle's not over yet. Don't be a weenie. Keep fighting, guys. Seriously, that crap pisses me off. Keep fighting. I don't care if a spell kills your commander at the beginning. Freaking fight. Alright, I just want to get that off my chest, because there's been a lot of hate comments on my channel because of that. And yeah, you're gonna see that if you keep fighting, you still have a chance. Anyways, I snuck in some greatswords to attack his artillery, and also maybe dig into his crossbow line. His crossbows are doing a number on my greatswords. Look at my health on my greatswords in the very back. So my lord is now dead. Okay, that was to be expected. He's got his demographic knights charging into my greatswords over there, and they're wavering. His cav is wavering. But yeah, because of that deployment at the beginning, my gunpowder units are never going to have an effect on this battle. I mean, nothing decisive. So I felt that my handgunners were pretty much wasted in that deployment. But, you know, I really thought, because of my opponent being a clan member, that he was going to try something sneaky like that. I thought the risk was worth it, but in the end, my deployment kind of sucked. It really sucked. My army was all over the place. I had to spend so much time getting them back together. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. So yeah, my greatswords are relatively intact. I've only lost, what, one of them? But my handgunners were pretty much useless. They will come back. Even without my lord, they'll come back. And that happens a lot in a lot of these Warhammer battles. You'll see a lot of your troops rout, but they usually always come back. That's just a general observation. A lot of exceptions to that, of course. Great swords! So yeah, I was still worried about, you know, him having a lord and me not having a lord, because there is still that morale factor in this kind of battle. But the balance bar greatly favors me, because my infantry was very much victorious in this fight. So far, anyways. Now, don't let that fool you, because I've won many battles where I was on the other end of the balance bar. Like, the balance bar said I was losing even by a huger margin, but through determination I was able to turn the tides back in those previous battles. Anyways, here I said GG to my opponent. I thought the battle was over. I guess you can say I thought the battle was over, but you can tell from the amount of time in the video left that this battle is far from over. My opponent, Pirx, he's a fighter. He's gonna keep fighting. Just like me when I lost my commander, Pirx isn't gonna give up just because the balance bar says he should. So that's what I like about this battle. We're both fighters. We don't quit regardless. We're gonna fight till the end. So this is probably one of my top favorite Warhammer battles to date. Like, you know, the factions were balanced. We're both using the Empire. Two determined opponents fighting against each other. And we both have a lot of experience with the Total War series. Like, I haven't played since Rome 1. I'm pretty sure he has too. But yeah, his crossbows have been doing a great number, and his Lord is doing a lot of damage to my guys, but luckily my gunpowder units came back. There is always hope that I can shoot his commander out of the sky, so my gunpowder units gave me a morale effect. Not the in-game morale effect, but I personally, my own morale. Just having them come back was a great relief to me. So there's our artillery crew just running around. I like killing artillery crew because I'm always paranoid that they'll come back and pick up their artillery pieces. Halberdiers! So yeah, his Witch Lord is still out there, and so with his Lord. So, you know, when I realized the battle's still going, and I realized my opponent's still determined to fight, I was very much worried. Because him having a hero and a Lord, that is a great worry to me. And that should be a great worry to you if the situation was like this for you guys, ever. So yeah, that's me. I'm trying to kill his Witch Hunter. Finally, trying to anyways. He's been very elusive. The good thing about Witch Hunters, from a balance perspective, is that Witch Hunters cannot mount any animals, so they are stuck on foot. Because that would have been a pain in the butt to chase his Lord and his Witch Hunter. It's hard enough chasing his Lord who's flying around without mine. Alright, so I'm still being shot by his crossbows. He kept his crossbows alive pretty well. I would expect nothing less from a Rome 1 clan player. So, this is a freaking Witch Hunter. I mean, pretty much that Witch Hunter is what made this battle like so dangerous at the beginning, because, you know, my commander died once the battle started, basically. And my commander didn't really play a part in this fight. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that if you lose your commander to magic spells, it's not the end of the world, guys. If you keep fighting, there's always hope that you can always win. In fact, I've lost my Lord many times in these ladder battles, and I still went on to win the battle. That's a general statement, of course. Alright, there's this Witch Hunter still alive. His Lord still alive. So yeah, I think Empire vs. Empire is always going to be a fun matchup. I like it a lot. And, you know, there's other matchups that aren't as close, say, maybe Empire vs. Dwarves. I don't think Dwarves have that much of a chance. Again, that's a very general statement. I'm still learning the game, so, you know, maybe there is a really great Dwarf tactic that can overpower an Empire army, but I feel like, you know, the Dwarves are basically a punching bag for the Empire. Alright, so he casted some kind of thing on my troops. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what spell he used on my commander. Like, I think it was a combination. It might have been a combination of accusation and something else, maybe. But regardless, it was magic that basically wiped out my commander in a matter of seconds. And I'm so glad that I'm not a quitter, because I think battles are so much more interesting when you don't quit. Like, I've had a lot of hate comments when people see me use spells saying that, you know, that the opponent was deservedly PO'd in that they rage quit. I think that's the wrong mindset. I think you should fight on regardless of what happens. And I only use those freaking, what, Spirit Leech in like, what, 2 or 3 battles total? And yet people were like, acting like it was the end of the world. Like, hating everything I said. Oh my gosh. Seriously. So yeah, my advice is, yeah, if you lose your commander to magic, don't give up. You still have other troops, guys. But anyway, this battle is definitely winding down. I persisted. I was determined to keep fighting. And I think in the end, determination is what saved me in this battle. Although, you can see that it still sucks to see your troops wavering. But when your opponent's down to a heavily depleted Witch Hunter and a heavily depleted Lord, and maybe a crossbow unit that's pretty healthy, but a cannon crew that's not healthy, I think the battle's pretty much finished at this point. This would have been a better point to say GG instead of when I said it in the game. I really thought it was over when I said it earlier. Very premature of me. But I want to say very great battle to my opponent. Pirx, he fought really well. And again, this is probably one of my favorite Warhammer battles. I've had some other really good ones. I forgot which ones they were, but I'm happy I recorded this one. Anyways, I went back to check my ladder thing, and I went from like 103 to about 91 on the ladder here. What was it? Yeah, 91. My name was Freddy in this fight, so got switched to Freddy there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this battle, and hope you guys are enjoying my ladder stuff and all that other good stuff. And get to experiment with Witch Hunter myself. It's a very useful unit against you know, like Azog, or who's that other guy? Oh, Manfred von Karstein.